Hey guys, so today is Thursday, September 29th, and I have to say one thing before I start. What is with the rain? It has been raining non-stop here in Windsor for the last few days, and that's usually when I go to school, which really sucks. So, yeah, rain, go away. Sorry about that. So, I'm going to start like I usually do on my day videos. I'm going to start talking about my Spanish class. So, as you guys know, yesterday I had Spanish. And we did a lot of review about our first class because we had a few new students that came in. We learned to investigate the textbook. We started doing conjugations, which if you take any language, you know that conjugations are the most important thing ever. So we did that. The homework was a lot. I mean, it's a lot of memorization on top of what we had to memorize for last week. So my thing on that is flashcards are your best friend when memorizing. It's just the way you are. It wasn't that much that we had to memorize. It was just question words, 0 to 15 in Spanish. The endings for all the verbs, which in Spanish they're only AR, ER, and IR, which is nice because in French I also know there's AR, ER, IR, and RE. And that can get confusing. So, and it's just for all the regular verbs. We're not doing the irregular right now, so that's nice. But I was able to finish all my Spanish, well, all my written Spanish homework, not my memorization Spanish homework yet, so that was good. And the class was actually, it was pretty fast paced, which isn't bad. We did an entire list of vocabulary words, which we use, which you have to slowly build your vocabulary. And then we sort of watched a video where we learned to listen with our ears, because without your ears you can't really take on a new language and know it that well. So we did that. It was an interesting class. It was, like I said, it wasn't that many notes that we had to write down, but it was a lot of memorization, a lot of homework reading. That is, and as you guys know today, my video tomorrow will talk about my first ever German class, which I have tonight. Okay, I'm now going to talk a little bit more about why I do this. It's not why I do this, but why it's good for people to do this. And it's the next topic will be, why is it a good idea to write or voice your feelings? And that is because if you bottle them up, you're gonna continue to be mad at that person that you're bottling your feelings up about. So you always want to be honest with them, as you guys have read in my blog post the last few days. That's sort of what the meaning is, taking others into consideration. And it's also that you don't want to bottle them up, because then there's and the more you bottle your feelings, it can give you physiological effects, which means it'll take effect on not only your mind status, but also on your body and your friendships and everything else. So just whether you're not telling anybody and you can create your own little private journal or a private vlog or just that. I sort of picked this idea up actually from Winter Hill, as you guys know from yesterday's video. It was one of the shows I used to watch, and after everything that went on, Larry Sawyer, who is Peyton Sawyer's father, suggested that she talk to somebody, and she started doing podcasts. Now, I use my phone here. You guys can see this is my lovely little phone, if I can keep it down. And it basically does everything for me. It takes my pictures, it plays my music, I can do videos on it if I want to, or I do my webcam. So I sort of like this more than just your voice. You're sort of feeling like, well, like you guys know that I'm not, if you guys know everything, that I've switched into what I do, but I like to write, so I've also switched going into journalism. And this sort of gives you that bit of prosperity, or I don't want to say prosperity, but that bit of extra step to it, that now you're used to talking in front of people and it's just continuous, it's public speaking, and it helps you out a lot. And that's why I like doing it this way instead of just doing a sound recording and posting it. No fun, in my opinion. But no, so I thought but it helps you. Even if you just do it privately, and then after you're doing it privately for a while, because I actually, for my feelings, I used to write letters to my dad. And after a while, I go back and read them, and I toss them out because they're spring cleaning. You don't need them anymore. So my thing is hand them to a trusted friend, somebody that you trust, and just be like, here, can you read these? Or write them to that really good friend that lives far away, and that way you know once you send it, you can't take it back because it's already out there. It's already on its way. Like I said, you can write them, you can voice them by doing like a voice casting or a podcast or a radio show with your friends or something. Just, it helps you not only mentally but physically. It helps your friendships and everything, so that's why it's actually a good idea. Today's video might actually be shorter than the other ones. My list of things to talk about isn't that big, but I'm actually going to skip my next topic to the end, and that is my third topic, for my fourth topic, which should be, I should go from second to third, but I'm not going to, is a dream can start with a word. Any dream, whether it be too big, too small, can start with a single word. The word is, is can. As long as you believe you can do anything. If that is a word that, like I said, a dream can start with a word, and that word is can. It's right there in that statement. Because that word means you can do anything. Can is not I can't, which means you don't want to do it. I can't isn't. When I was in grade school, one of my grade school teachers, I can't exactly remember, and I don't want to offend any of my grade school teachers because they were all amazing, was that I can't doesn't exist. Because I can't is just you putting yourself in that position, thinking that if you try something you're going to fail, and it's no. I can is that you tried. Whether you don't succeed or not, you can do anything. So it's not that I can, or it's too hard, or it's something. You can. If you believe that much in your dream, you can do anything. So the I guess it's actually two words. It's can and believe. If you have both those things, you can do anything. As I keep saying, can. You can do absolutely anything. You just have to be able to believe that you can do it. And it's just boom, 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 boom. Like if I want to, well, my dream was last year was to get into, after I finished my CYW program this year, was to start applying to universities. And going into social work, going into teacher, going into something. And I believe that I could do that. Could and can are just, in my opinion, the same things. Because you could do it. Well, I could is basically the starting point of I can. Because once you believe that you could do it, it's I can do it. She's upstairs. And that's basically what you can and cannot do. Okay. So. My next topic is originality and creativity are more important than being alike. Being original, being creative is so much more important than being like everybody else. I remember when, after the royal wedding back in April, there were all kinds of people who were doing the Kate Middleton wedding makeup look. And it's not that it's a bad thing, but I loved how each different makeup guru on YouTube or different person online, sorry, 1 minute, I think I have an eyelash. Yes. Whatever. After you ate like 8 of them. Nothing. So, what was the thing? Alright, sorry. And how they each put their own twist on it to make it, you know that this Middleton look was devoted to this makeup artist. It's sort of, it's just like when you're doing a project, and the project can be so much alike. Like I remember, grade 8 final book report I ever had to write. Thank God I hated those things. Was that we had to do, it wasn't just a normal everyday book report that we would do in grade 7 or something. She actually had us creating a cube, and I'm trying to, you guys know what a cube looks like, and it was like a dice, and when you roll it, you get characters or settings, and it was something different. And 2 people could be assigned the same book, but their cubes would be completely different, and that's how original and creativity come into play. Can it be that different? Can you be that different and original? Just like if you're given the same project as anybody else. given the same project or the same research, how are you going to make yours stand out and not, no matter all your friends are doing it this way, are you going to do it this way, or are you going to do it your own way? Are you going to do it so then yours is remembered? I mean, it's just like, in that same year we had, that was, the cube was our own personal book report, but when we'd finish reading the book, she'd do something different. Like when we read The Hobbit, she had us creating games that we could play because of The Hobbit. When we did The Outsider, she had us creating a newspaper. Now, with the newspaper, we were all in groups, and each group had a different part, and each group's newspaper looked different. And the main job was to be as original, but keep to the context of the book, but be as creative and as original as possible so that your newspaper was remembered. It's just like when we did us grade 8s as the entire graduating class, we put on an Around the World's Fair. Each group was assigned a different country. Same thing there. You may be assigned a different country, and all your things may be the same because it was for geography class, but it was, how are you going to make yours different? How are you going to make yours amazing and stand out and be amazing? That's what I'm saying. Do not be alike. Be yourself. I mean, if you're into bright colored eyeshadows, then do bright colored eyeshadows, and don't be afraid of it, because you can pull it off because it's you. It's your own originality. It's your own creativity. And that's what I'm going to go through. And this actually goes into my next topic, which is, no idea is too big without the proper planning. I mean, I used to think of these giant creative ideas for all these projects that I have to do, but I could never execute them because I didn't have proper planning. When you're first given a project, I know in college, you're given a syllabus, which I have, which I'll show you guys, and it's, you know what each project to do, so it's, when you have an individual presentation, start planning it, start writing ideas and planning, because the bigger the presentation and the more marks, the more you plan it and the more you create it and make it individual, the better. And that's what's going to put you over the top if you properly plan it. So if you have 6 weeks, you do, your project's due on a Friday, so you go Saturday, first Saturday, second Saturday, and you just keep doing it. But the thing with individual presentations that are oral is practice, 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 practice. Never stop practicing it, because then you memorize it. Because then, it's not that you memorize it, you get familiar with it, and it's not so much just a shock to you. You know your material, and you're more confident, and you're more like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So that's my thing. Okay.